the DVD, there's two different dads that auditioned, and they show both.
Yeah, I think they were assholes to run that actor. What happened was I was on a CBS morning program, and that was on against Good Morning America and the Today Show, and I was on it for 5 months, and then they fired me, and I wanted to leave, but I was hosting. Just I was a third co-host, not unlike what I did on the video show. I was kind of born to be. I was a comic, so I was able to be a host, and I could broadcast, which means you look into the lens, you talk to the people, and you do the show like a talk show would, you do. And it was just strange. A wonderful guy named John Posey, who I've never met, did the pilot, and the producers, Miller Boyette, Tom Miller and Bob Boyette, had replaced a lot of people. It was common to do a sitcom, test the pilot, and then decide you wanted to replace someone. Mork and Mindy, Robin Williams wasn't Mork. It was John Biner. Perfect Strangers, it wasn't Mark Lynn Baker. It was Louis Anderson. These are things that just happened. And everybody's career ends up fine. And I know John Posey is an incredibly nice guy. And again, I feel bad about it because it's really a shitty thing to do, to run the thing. I mean, but that's what people want. That's the world we're in. You go on TikTok and you watch all the screen tests for all the people that Jim Carrey's Saturday Night Live audition, and you watch it and you go, God, he's a genius. Why didn't they hire him? And it was almost like they didn't, because maybe he was too big for the room, because in Living Color, he certainly exploded with his brilliance, and he used to go on before me at Yuck Yucks when he was 17 in Toronto. Pretty crazy. Funny people find a way. Talented people find a way. So if anybody's out there struggling, listening to this and going, why isn't this happening for me? I was at the Comedy Store for 8 years hosting and touring the country, but I didn't have any shows. I did a Richard Pryor movie. That was like the highlight. I did a Rodney Dangerfield special, a young comedian special where Kennison first was on. And then I didn't do a couple guest spots here and there on a show. But then I finally, had this moment happen when I was 30 years old. So I would watch everybody leave. Arsenio went and did his show, and Howie Mandel was on St. Elsewhere. And we've been friends since we were 21, 22. And so everybody has different timing. And I just don't care. And people shouldn't care if they're up for something and it didn't happen for them. To go bitter gets you nowhere. You just have to know that it wasn't the right door for you to go through, period. You cannot beat yourself up or go bitter. I know somebody. I was friends with a writer guy, and he wasn't happy with the way his movie turned out. And it's very negative and very snarky and sarcastic and angry. And that's sad. I feel bad for that person. And there's a lot of people like that, and that's what gets in their way. That's why they're not, why they don't get what they came here to want to do. And nobody should let anybody tell you can't make it. It's just like stupid. You just keep doing it.